Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Pre-Market Post Game with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PostWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous Postwave price trigger reports that we place in your hand each and every trading day. All right, I'm running a bit late this morning, as you can see. The opening bell just rung. Here's a breakdown of what's going on in the markets. We got the Dow down 140 points at 28,653. The pullback was anticipated on my end. We got the NASDAQ 100 up 3/4 of a point at 12,097. E-mini S&P 500 down 13 and a quarter points at 35.19 and 3/4. Russell My Hustle down 17.6 points at 1633 even. Bitcoin Futures Composite Index is down 195 at 11,435. Nat gas off 8 cents at $2.80. Crude oil is up 62 cents at $40.05 a barrel. The long bond is up 20 30 seconds at 174 and 31 20 seconds. We got gold futures are down $25.10 at 1903.80 an ounce, and silver is off 87 cents at 24.40 an ounce. Next, we got the euro down 41 at 117.84. Pound sterling off 83 at 129.83, and the Aussie is off 41 at 71.73. U.S. dollar index is up 30 pips at 93.36. Soybeans up 5 points today at 10.38 and 3/4. We got corn up 1 3/4 points at 3.90 and 3/4, and wheat up 2 3/4 points at 5.97 even. All right, so that's a look at what's been going on in the markets as far as market news. UK unemployment has hit a 3-year high in August as COVID-19 sees nearly 3 million people claim jobless benefits. UK unemployment rose to a 3-year high of 4.5% in the 3 months to August from 4.1% in July, according to data released by the Office of National Statistics on Tuesday. China's trade boomed in September, reaffirming the world's second largest economy is recovering from the pandemic. China's imports grew at their fastest pace so far this year in September, while exports continue to expand as ongoing recovery in the world's second largest economy fed an improvement in domestic consumption. It should also be noted that the UK, Europe is locking down again, man. What's up with Europe? The head of SoftBank's $100 billion Vision Fund is preparing to launch the group's own SPAC. All right, according to R. Misra, the head of SoftBank's $100 billion Vision Fund, is joining the SPAC race as he seeks to capitalize on the trendy new investment vehicle. While the market narrative on a November blue wave flipped just 2 weeks and what it means for stocks, according to UBS, throughout 2020, the consensus view has been that a Joe Biden victory and a blue wave in November would be bad for the stock market because of the potential for higher corporate taxes and more regulation. But that market narrative has been flipped on its head in the past 2 weeks, UBS said in a note on Monday. Global stocks are mixed, though. Most Asian stocks closed slightly higher. European stocks are down between 0.2 and 0.4%. Dow 30 and S&P 500 futures are pointing to a lower open, while NASDAQ futures are up at around 0.9%. Earnings coming in is Johnson & Johnson's Q3 20 and JP Morgan's Q3 20 earnings are coming in. On the economic front, we got the U.S. API weekly crude oil stocks and U.S. NFIB business optimism index are due. Yeah, so not a whole lot going on this morning. Just little trinkles here and there, just not a whole lot going on. I think the election thing is really it's really the talk right now. What's going to happen? How is it going to happen? And all that good stuff. I see you in the live chat. Smash that like button. What up, Tom and Dave? All right. So as far as adding any new cryptos, I have no intention of adding new cryptos anytime in the near future. Like I stated, right now we got like the top 30 cryptos in there right now. So not adding any new ones at this time. It does take a while. It takes a long time just to even add one because I have to do a lot of work to get it into the database and make sure it's optimized to work with the system. And it's just a lot. You have no idea how much goes into it. Um, let's see, where were we? Just taking a look just to see if anything's interesting. And right now, let's see. Okay, now it's not really anything market related per se. Everything is tabloidish. I really don't care about tabloid stuff. I know the fear mongering is ramping up a bit as we get closer to the election. Um, there's talk of economic collapse again, as it has been for the last 30 years. So that is nothing new. Um, uh, just looking to see if there's anything new. Sometimes things can develop overnight. And so far, I'm just not seeing it. Not seeing it at all. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not a lot to write home about. And like I said, I don't like the tabloid stuff. I like to bring things to your attention that you really need to know and be aware of that the media outlets may not be discussing. That's what I like to do. So I don't know. I'm just not seeing anything that I really believe is worth talking about. And you know what? Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes days will be like that where you're just looking, trying to find some pertinent market news that you can discuss. And really, it's not. Sometimes it's really boring. Like right now, it's boring. It's just the only thing I can talk about is the pulse waves, and those that subscribe to the pulse waves, you already know what's going on. You already know what time it is. How do you know what time it is? Because you got the reports. You go to pulsewave.com, you signed up for the daily reports, and you loving life right now. While everybody else is like scratching their head, like, what in the world is really going on? And I dig it. I get it. I do have a part. I do have something that I'm working on, and I'll be bringing that to your attention shortly. But as of right now, it's just not a lot to talk about, except for what we've been talking about. And I think we do need to talk about. There's just one big piece, like I said, that I'm working on that we need to talk about. And it's kind of a big deal. And we do need to discuss it. I just have to plot out when I want to discuss it. It's going to be probably a 4-parter. And I want to make sure that I'm hitting it. It's almost going to be like mini documentary style because it's going to be a lot to discuss. A lot of people are still in the dark as far as where we are headed as a country and what's really going on. And I have to tell you, this is one of those things where it's so surreal that it's hard to believe that these things are happening, and yet no one's really talking about it. You say Johnson & Johnson had to pause their vaccine trials. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. That's one thing you guys who are new will learn about me. I just don't really believe in talking just to hear myself talk. I like to deal with stuff that is really pertinent. And if the markets are mixed and quiet, I'm going to talk about that. Like right now, the NASDAQ was positive. Now it's dipped negative. It's down about 40 points. It's just going to be a lot of volatility, folks, going into these elections, and you just need to be prepared for it. It is what it is. There's not a whole lot that you can really talk about. You know, the volatility is here because the economic uncertainty is here. And no one can really tell you what's going to happen because they don't know what's going to happen. They can hope about what is going to happen, but at the end of the day, they still don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen when Biden gets in office. Will, if the Democrats take the majority, will they really be able to pass all their nefarious laws? Are they really going to do away with the Constitution and take us and bring us into a communist reality? Are these real fears that the American people should be having? I don't know. I can only go by what the price action in the market is doing. And right now, the price action in the market, what it is doing is basically in a state of confusion. We got volatility. The market's going up, the market's going down, zigzagging, crisscrossing all over the place. Because at the end of the day, it too doesn't know what's going to happen. And the markets hate uncertainty. They like to know what's going on. And we already know the Joe Biden platform and the Democratic platform because they have revealed that part of it already. So we're not going into it not knowing. We do have an idea what they're trying to do, and that's they want to do away with the constitutional republic, and they want to turn it into a democracy, and more so an oligarchy. They want an oligarchy. They want the Democratic Party to control the government because they feel that way they can put their man in office or woman who is going to push their agenda further for them. They have nefarious plans. They want to go communist. And that's what they want. They want the government to take care of you. Just remember, under the socialist, communist, Marxist paradigm, property rights go out the window. All right? Capitalism goes out of the window. There's a lot that they're not telling you about the type of government that they want to bring you. They're deceiving and brainwashing you to believe that the government really wants to take care of you and they're here to take care of you. All right? It is what it is. It is what it is. And we also know that the mainstream media is an arm of the government. And now we've learned that the main social media platforms are also an arm of the government. Okay? We know that the FBI has an office located inside of Facebook. We learned that some time ago. Okay? They have an office located inside of Facebook. What are you going to do about that? All right? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these are facts. All right? The thing about facts is you don't have to like it, but you do have to acknowledge it. And you have to deal with it. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. Not talking about it doesn't make it no longer exist. Just because you've chosen not to deal with reality doesn't make reality go away. In this case, you already know what they want to do because they've told you what they want to do. They have plans, and they've told you what these plans are. Ladies and gentlemen, you know full well what these plans are. So you can't say, well, we didn't know. You do know because they've already told it to you. They didn't bite their tongue when they told you what they was trying to do. They didn't. They didn't bite their tongues. They told you in no uncertain terms, this is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do. This is our platform. And that's all it is to it. So you can't sit here and say, I just didn't know. We didn't know. We didn't know. It's not going to work anymore. We didn't know, doesn't work anymore. That's up there with we were just following orders. None of that works anymore. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's not going to get you out of the hot seat. So the next question that will come across is, what are we, the people, going to do about this? So far, the answer is nothing. We are letting them, we are allowing terrorists to run the country. And it's not grassroots. This was all funded by the Democratic Party that wants to seize power. And instead of investigations going and people getting arrested and locked up, we have the opposite happening. That's right. The opposite is taking place right now. And you have to wonder why that is. Why is the opposite taking place? Why are they getting away with this? Why are they being allowed to cause insurrection? Why are you allowing them to tear up your neighborhoods, your cities, your states? Why are you allowing them to execute innocent people? Innocent people are dying. Men, women, and children are dying in the streets as a result of the actions of Black Lives Matter and Antifa. And the government is complicit in it. The local governments are allowing this to happen. The states where this is happening are democratic states, and they're allowing it to happen. And no one is saying anything. As a matter of fact, the American people are so fully and completely brainwashed that they're going to vote these same people back into power. There should be no such thing as a career politician. These career politicians' districts are in shambles, and they have been for every year they've been in office, and yet they keep being reelected. They're getting reelected. It's a shame. It's a crime. It's an embarrassment. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But there is some good news, and there's a bright spot in all of this. You still have the ability to vote, even though that is not going to be effective anymore because they have convinced a lot of people to vote by mail instead of physically going into a center and voting. In some instances, they made it darn right impossible to vote in person. They made it so that you have to vote with the paper ballot. That's how they plan to manipulate and steal the election. It's with the paper ballots. They already know Trump's going to win in the general election when people go to the booths. So manipulating the paper ballot is the only way that they can try to seize power. And the American people and the American government is allowing this to take place and happen. This is the biggest infighting situation we've ever seen in our times in America. And no one's doing anything about it. They're just letting it slide, letting it rock, which is a bad idea. A very bad idea. So we'll be addressing this as we get closer to the election. We're only 3 weeks away here. And I think I need to try to plead with the American people just one last time before all this happens, because I want you to have the roadmap. I want you to have the game plan to what comes next. I attempted to do that with you yesterday when I gave you 7 predictions of where things may end in 2020. Next, I want to go a little bit deeper, as I've already been doing. I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to give you some more insight, some more information, so that we can break down in bite sizes where we are and where we're headed and what needs to happen after the fact. Because at this point, there's really not a lot you can do, right? All right, so postwavetrading.com. I believe we have another webinar going on today as we celebrate Forex Week, specifically the micro Forex, where you can open an account at ONA and trade micro Forex, which is an awesome introduction into the wonderful world of these markets that we trade every day. All right, so you can take advantage by trading micro forex. You can have some exposure also to the commodities markets. You can have some exposure to the crude oil market and the precious metals markets vicariously by trading certain forex pairs. And we go over that at our learning academy at postwavetrading.com. If you go to your dashboard, click education, click that button, and it'll take you to the Education Academy, where you can find a host of tutorials and things on various things when it comes to trading and how you can use certain markets to your advantage. That's right. And we give you all the tools to do that. All right, so that's all I got for now. Remember, everybody, we got the webinar coming up today. You can go to postwavetrading.com and register for that. And right now, all week long, we're running the free the free giveaways. We have a free report. We've added a couple of new things on the free report. And if you go to postwavetrading.com and register for a free account, you will see the free Postwave report that we're doing this week in celebration of Forex Week, and I think you'll find it very eye-opening and very riveting. And there's some opportunities for you to break bread with us this week as we are celebrating Forex Week. All right, with that being said, you know what it is, man. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I will see you guys in the trading room, and everyone else, I'll see you at the end of the day report. And I'm out. Peace.